Hello, welcome to another episode of RedHawk Rewind. I'm Tim Carey.
And I'm Dave Meyer. Tim, question of the day. I don't know if you know this. You can stop your mail from coming.
Yes.
Okay, give me some examples of why you would maybe like tell your mail not to come for a while.
If you're going on vacation.
Okay.
Right, that's usually what I do. Like I'll get it stopped for 5 days or 7 days, and then they have them deliver it the last day, so it's not just sitting in the mailbox.
Okay, well, so we had to have our mail stopped because last week my wife and I were on a walk, and when we came home, our mailbox was kind of slanted a little bit, and she decided she wanted to fix it.
Okay.
In the process of fixing it, we didn't have a mailbox for 5 days. So she had to call the post office to stop our mail because it was there's just a pole in the grass with no mailbox. And
the very first place I lived after graduating from college, and there wasn't even a mailbox. Like I literally had to go to the mailbox to ask for the like one of those. It was like box one and open, and they give you your mail. It was kind of like college all over again, but.
She's probably going to kill me for telling that story.
I'm trying to think, I feel like part of your goal of the podcast is irritate a different member of your family every week.
We have accomplished that many, many times.
Yeah, and we're only on episode 29 or something like that.
Speaking of episode 29, who are we talking to today?
Liam Nelson is here from Miami Golf. Had his second win of the season in the last couple weeks and getting ready for MAC championships. So we'll hear all about it. Let's bring him in. And welcome back into RedHawk Rewind here with our special guest, Liam Nelson, a sophomore on the golf team from Chicago. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for setting us up.
Liam, thanks for joining us. So I don't know if everybody at home knows this, but we usually shoot these on Mondays.
Okay.
Here we are Thursday morning shooting this because you were kind of busy. Can you just talk to us a little bit about what you were doing this last couple of days?
Yeah, so Monday we had U.S. Open local qualifying down in Cincinnati area. We had pretty much the whole team. A couple of our recruits down there too. Our head coach actually played in it as well, which is kind of cool to see. But yeah, U.S. Open local qualifying, and I was in the afternoon wave Monday, and some weather came in and didn't get to finish, so had to move this back to Thursday. But yeah, so got up Tuesday, kind of had a weird experience. Splitting the golf round is never, I guess, how you want to kind of play, but because I just feel like everything on the course building momentum and kind of getting in a rhythm and headspace, and then you kind of get you hear those sirens, you're like, oh no.
What hole were you on when the sirens went off?
I just finished my 13th hole. I started on the back, so I was on 4 green.
Yeah.
But yeah, so woke up early Tuesday morning, and then played 5 holes and left, so that was it. But
because we figured that if you were going to play Monday, that we could do this on Tuesday. That wasn't a big deal. But you do have the honor now of being the first person to ever weather delay our podcast.
Okay.
That's never happened before. But I want to know how often you play golf, because it's interesting to me when we cover a football player or a hockey player. If they get a free day and they don't very often, they go golfing for fun. But for you, it's fun and job all in one. In a normal day, week, month, how many holes are you actually playing?
It's a great question. I think, over time we've kind of tried to track that, but you never always kind of really get it to, you never follow through with that, keeping track of that. But I don't know, it's a lot. I mean, it's funny too, our program, we, our coach gives us off days, but I mean, any given off day is, you probably have more than half the guys out there on the course still doing something. So it's a lot for sure. And golf is so different, I feel too, because I feel it's so feel based. You want to maintain kind of the same feel, even day to day, everything changes. Ball may go just different distances, days, club may feel a little weird, your body may feel different, you're tight in one spot or whatever. But I think just trying to get even those off days, you're trying to kind of get touches with different different shots and the putter and different things, and you're just trying to kind of keep that feel, I guess, going, because the day you take sometimes you take a day off and you either come back oh wow, this is amazing, or you come back and you're ooh, this feels so foreign, so you just you don't really know what you're getting, I guess, taking an off day. So sometimes just doing a little bit every day is kind of the way to go. So I don't know if that really answers the question, but it's definitely a lot. I mean,
I wish I got to play a lot, but I've always said I never understood why professional golfers ever retired.
Yeah.
Because if they retire, what are they going to do? They're going to go play golf. So they might as well get paid to do it.
Yeah, right.
So same. But
so we like to bring somebody in here that is coming off of, a really good week or weekend or whatever. I mean, you were Matt co-golfer of the week. You had first place at Muirfield Shootout. So backing up a little bit, if you can keep all your rounds of golf straight, like, how has the team been playing? Kind of give us your specifically how that tournament went for you and kind of, where things are at heading into Max.
Yeah, I think overall, I think our team's kind of like hitting their stride, which is really cool to see leading into kind of this time of year. So that tournament, it was like 18-hole shootout, we called it. So usually we play like 36 or 54 holes, and this was 36 holes in one day. So kind of just a quick there and back. But, yeah, I mean, it was I don't know, it was a cold, kind of like windy day for everyone. And, I mean, no one really took it all that deep, and you just kind of try and hang on and make pars when you can and, get a couple of birdies when you can. And I don't know, I guess that just kind of happened. But I don't know, just solid play. I think it's easier. Those days, at least for me personally, I feel like are easier just because I feel like you've always kind of been able – I feel like it's easier to play like okay when conditions are really, really hard versus like everything being perfect and like having to play really, really well, if that makes sense. But I don't know.
Takes
that's
the
just
pressure off a little bit.
Exactly. But yeah, and then we were in Columbus that previous weekend too. And we had a good finish there too. So kind of just building momentum and, hopefully leading to a good outcome this weekend. But
I am sure you have heard this, like, oh, wow, you're a college golfer like, wow, like how hard can that really be, right?
Yeah.
But on a day where you play 36 holes in one day, how many steps is that?
It's a lot. I don't know. Usually I think, you're looking at your phone at the end of the day or whatever, and sometimes it's like 12, 14 miles. And it's definitely, all the people that play like college golf out there know, like, your little box lunch at the turn, at 1 p.m. or whatever, you haven't not really eating a ton of breakfast. I mean, we come back like after tournaments sometimes our guys are down like 5 to 8 pounds.
Sure.
I wonder what your phone
crazy.
thinks you're doing during that. Like
Like
we
a
always
Disney
talk
Death
about,
March. Yeah.
Well, like you're a roller coaster guy. Like I saw a story. It was saying if you're going to go to Kings Island, like when you go on this ride, put your phone in airplane mode because otherwise, like it will send something to the police department and tell it that you might have been in an accident or something. Like it's trying to guess what's happening to you when you hit this. Like, what does your phone think when you've done 36 holes?
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a grind though. I mean, but I mean it's what we all love. It's what we're all here to do. But it's definitely a grind. And but yeah, people do say that kind of thing a lot, which it is what it is.
You've won a couple events this year. I know
Yeah.
you won a Dayton too. I was looking back at like some of the scorecards and stuff. Like this kind of run of red jumped out at me. I don't know if you remember back that far, but like is that normal for a 5 birdies in a row type of thing?
Not usually. I had one. I had kind of one of those rounds. Round one at the Georgia Southern Schenkel as well. I think that was like 6. I think that was 6 or maybe 7 in a row or something like that too. So you definitely don't get those a lot, but it's an amazing feeling when you're kind of like when you know that's happening.
It's got to be funny for somebody else to follow too. Like, I mean, when Rory had the one day at the Masters where he did like
6 straight threes.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wasn't even really paying attention. I had it on TV, and I'm like down, reading a book or on the computer. I look up, like, wait, that wasn't the score he had like 5 minutes ago. It changed pretty quick.
It really is just like the putter getting hot. It's like I said, it's definitely kind of crazy to like in the moment. It's just like. Once they're going in, you just look at everything and you're like, oh, this is like going into. And then the moment they don't, you're like, all right, like kind of cool down a little bit. But try and ride that out as long as you can.
So how many birdies are we looking at in a row there? 1, 2, 3.
That is 6 in a row? Right there.
So what happened on the 7th hole? Why didn't we make birdie there?
I don't really remember. I think just, maybe outside 25 feet or something like that.
You probably lipped it out.
So preview Max for us. Like you're heading into this. I mean, your team's had some good finishes there over the last few years historically. Like, what do you know about the golf course? Like, just kind of what can fans look for as you go to Zionsville?
We played it last October, so you kind of get like one look before like the actual practice round. So we were all out there. It feels like a ball striker's course, which I think benefits us. Just kind of when our team looks at our stats and that kind of thing, like one thing that always stands out is just how good we are, like tee to green. And then I think it's just going to come down to if we can do the right things and think the right things and get a couple putts to fall. I think it'll be a good week for us. But the course is cool. I mean, you have to hit a lot of good shots, and it's a bunch of drivers off the tee, which we're a pretty good driving team as well. So I think that favors us as well.
Is there a different approach that you guys take when it is max, or is it just kind of keep doing your thing?
I think the big thing, honestly, treating it like every other event. I think deep down we're all gonna know, like, this is a MAC championship and what's on the line. But I think just telling ourselves, like, this is golf. This is what we all want to do, and there's no other place that I think any of us would rather be in that moment. Is huge, and taking pressure off of ourselves, I think, is going to be big. I think every team goes in there and thinking, psych themselves out, and this is a MAC championship, and but I think it's really good to kind of like take a step back and realize this is golf. This is what we're all good at, and just kind of like go through our processes. But I think kind of the opposite, I guess, like than doing anything different for a MAC championship.
How long's the course?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe 7,000, a little over 7,000.
So if I normally play a course, it's like 61 or 6,200 yards. What
Yeah.
am I going to shoot at a place like this?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. It's challenging because it's long, but you also have to be straight too.
The
off
photos
the tee.
everything looked
Yeah.
very tight.
Yeah. There's we have our coach sends us out these little packets. It's like this program called Decade, and it's basically like a course strategy program. So he sends those out like before tournaments, and we all kind of look at those. So I was looking at that, and they're saying basically hit driver everywhere, but you gotta there's different spots. It's kind of interesting to look at these programs. It tells you kind of the widest point on the fairway, and they kind of want you to hit to that point. It's a lot of it's also a lot of strategy, but at the same time, I think sometimes looking into that stuff too much can kind of get you away from just playing golf and being I don't know, kind of going through the rhythm. And but I think we'll have a good balance of that, try and manage the course well, but also, play free and play loose.
How far do you hit your driver?
Kind of depends.
No. None of this depends. How far we're hitting the ball well? How far is it going?
It's probably 300 in the air, carrying 300 yards.
I'm just gonna leave now.
Maybe a little over.
How far do you hit your driver, dude?
I don't want to talk about
Well, you
it.
brought it up. It was something about being really specific. You were really picky
So,
about that.
okay, here's the difference. He said 300 in the air, right? Because you maybe don't know how far it's going to roll.
Yeah.
But when I say how far I hit my driver, it's after the roll.
That's fine. We'll take it. We
So,
still want a number.
Well, 270 maybe,
Okay.
which I think is pretty good. In my group
Yeah.
I play, I'm like, all right, that's
that
pretty
is
good.
I could
solid.
definitely do 270. It's gonna be
Inches?
2.70
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up your scoring and not mine, because mini golf is as far as I can hit the ball.
I think so much of it is wind dependent. If there's a bunker you're carrying and it's maybe 320, it's straight, howling downwind, you're kind of thinking, all right, I might actually get this one.
Yeah.
But into the wind, and especially early in the morning, if it is 40, 45 degrees, that thing's going 260, 270. So
When did you start playing golf, and when did you know I could be good at this? I have a future in this sport.
I think I was my parents got a club in my hands probably when I was 3 or 4, just kind of whacking it around. It took me out to little 9-hole municipal courses, and just kind of did it as a family at first, and then kind of took a break from it and played the team sports through early grade school through maybe middle school, and kind of picked it back up when I was about 12 and started playing competitively, playing in tournaments, and that's kind of when I got kind of serious about it. But I don't know if there's ever been a moment where I was wow, I'm really good at this. I feel like you
made 6 birdies in a row. What do you mean? At least that moment.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you're always looking to get better, and I think golf is a weird sport where everything you do the one thing you do wrong is going to stick in your head versus the 99 things you did right. So I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things, I guess.
It's funny you brought that up. I wanted to talk about. Golf. It's such a mental game, right?
Mm-hmm.
The week before, obviously you played really well this past weekend. The week before, you started out pretty rough 2 rounds, right?
Yeah.
I think 75, 77
Yeah.
over at Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
And then what changed? All of a sudden, I think you finished with a 68 in the last
Yeah.
round, and clearly that led into this past weekend. Just how do you even battle with all the mental struggles that golf has?
It's definitely hard. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what changed like that day. I think maybe a little bit was just, our team was in a really good spot at the time, and it's never a good feeling when you feel like team's playing well and you haven't really like kind of pulled your weight. So just knowing that, got to tell yourself you kind of, you got something in you that next day. And but the whole season's like up and downs. I mean, even like in the fall, before the Dayton Flyer, I mean, I got pulled from the event, not playing well, but you just got to use those moments like, what did I do wrong here? What can I get better at? And I think in those moments I've done a pretty good job of kind of like rebounding, but I think just in the future trying to get a little more consistent and I guess try and like manage those times a little better is kind of my goal. But
how did you end up at Miami? How did you get here?
So my swing coach knew Coach Fletcher pretty well, and was working with him like my whole junior career, and sent Coach an email, and actually my swing coach sent like kind of notified me back like, hey, like Coach Fletcher's kind of interested before I really even like got an email back from Coach here. So just kind of started talking with him, and it was kind of interesting. I was originally recruited as a high school 2023 grad. So I took a gap year coming here. Just with, I think guys were staying longer here because of like COVID eligibility, and development wise, I think I needed a little time that extra year to kind of get better, which was one of like the best decisions that I've ever made. And but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Miami was my first and only offer, at least like at the time, and came on campus, met Coach, and everyone was so welcoming here and loved the school, and knew it was a place that even if I wasn't playing golf, I wanted to be here, which, like athletic counselors and those kind of people always tell you like during the recruiting process, like look for those places. So took it, and I don't know, I guess here I am now.
All right, we've talked mental. I didn't know you had a swing coach, but I'm going to have you be my swing coach here for a second, right?
We don't have time for that.
We don't. I really need the mental coach, really.
No comment.
I played last week for the first time, playing with my dad. I parred the first 4 holes. I'm like, I'm feeling great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hole 5, I stripe a rescue club right down the middle. I got a little downhill lie, and then, okay, Tim,
I'm bored already.
We're not allowed to swear on this podcast, I know, but I'm going to say a 5-letter word that starts with S. And I hit a shank. That's a golf swear for you, Tim, okay? And it goes straight right into the pond.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, mental, like ready to chuck a club. This shank comes out of nowhere every once in a while. What am I doing wrong?
So I guess I'll ask you this first, like 5th hole tee shot, you hit hybrid because you were playing, you want to play conservative? Like, oh man, I made
there was
4 pars.
There was a creek.
Oh, okay.
So I had about an 80-yard shot in.
I was going to say that's the first mistake of like, I'm
this
even
is
4 and gotta like.
This is grip it and rip it any chance possible.
Okay.
So.
I don't know. I mean, that, how were you feeling over the ball?
Awful. I don't know. That word shank, every once in a while I feel it, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's coming.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just focusing on the positive things, like it's so easy. Like we do these team meetings before tournaments, like the night before, and a lot of it is kind of like, don't hit it here and got to watch out for these places. And at the end, I feel like some of us always kind of feel like, all right, like we spent a good amount of time talking about like kind of where I can't hit it, like got to get the mind back into a frame of like, all right, fairways and greens and good tee shots. But I don't know about your shank.
I didn't realize that was a like swear word in golf. Like I'm kind of waiting to go back and hear this podcast later. Was going to have them all bleep.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
You'd rather whiff.
Okay.
It's off.
Well, then I'd be like right in line there.
Yeah, it's great.
If you get time and you're not golfing, like what do you like to do for fun? I mean, I heard maybe some spike ball from time to time. I don't know. Like
where'd that come from? I mean,
we do our research.
We have a lot of sources.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you guys are good at researching, I guess. Me and teammates and my roommates, we do play a lot of spike ball. There's walking to class this morning. There's so we're in Heritage Commons, and there's like kind of a little yard like out front, and walking out, there's like we call it like spike ball court because the grass is like dead in this circle. And there's like the one kind of like part that's like still standing up where we always put the net. But yeah, a lot of spike ball. I don't know, just kind of getting to know all the guys better and hanging out with them. And
are you good?
Spike ball, we're all getting better. Like we had kind of a realization the other day, like, man, like the four of us, like we're all kind of like getting good at this. Like it started out, bad rallies and, not making shots and that kind of stuff. But we were like, had a couple of rides the other day, like, man, like I think the four of us are really getting good at this, like close games. And, but yeah, just honestly anything, just kind of take your mind off golf. So much of it, like what we do is just like golf and school. Anytime you can kind of like get out of that is good for a little bit. And
so I wrote down, you like to order food with no cheese.
Wow.
What is that?
You guys are really good at your research.
What is up with that?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I just never really loved it.
So we're talking like pizza and we just get it with no cheese?
Pizza's okay. There's like a couple like things like pizza. Occasionally,
bet you didn't think you'd be talking about this.
I didn't. I really no.
See, our coworker Lamar, he'll go and order a cheeseburger with no cheese, and I was like, well, that's just like a hamburger, like
right.
I mean,
Well, the thing is, like, if you say hamburger, sometimes places will like still put the cheese on, so
you have
to gotta say like burger no cheese. That's what. There's like actually my whole life, like I haven't really had many other people around me that like don't like it, but we actually kind of have a couple other guys on the team that are like that too, which is kind of strange. So like, ordering meals at the course and stuff, there's always like, maybe 2 or 3 guys that orders no cheese. But yeah, I couldn't tell you where it comes from. Just never really loved it.
Country music fan too?
Yeah.
Give us some top artists or like what's your go-to?
Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen. Our whole team really listens to country a lot, and sometimes even in the gym, which I don't know how I totally feel about. But sometimes it's a little slow, especially at 6 a.m. to listen to country. But no, yeah, good amount of country going on the team.
I'm a big Ryder Cup fan. Are you a match play guy or stroke play? What's more fun to play?
I think match play is more fun just because of like the frequency we do it. Like we don't do it that often. I think if we played match play all the time, then I'd probably say stroke play. But match play is just so fun. You don't do it a whole lot, and but we had a cool tournament at Sweetens Cove this spring. It's just a different mentality. Like in a way, you can kind of play more free because you're not, there's no actual score. You're either, you either beat your kid or you didn't, I guess. So it's kind of like it makes golf into like a more traditional sport where you either win or lose versus like.
I played well, but somebody else just played better, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it seems like Sweden's Cove has gone well, right? Like
that was
won there
cool.
2 years in a row.
Yeah,
that tournament.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And we had 2 of our seniors. They were doing PGA Tour America's Q School that week, so we had pretty much kind of a all but one underclassmen lineup, which was pretty cool to see too. Like promising for the future and working on kind of the future team chemistry there too, which was cool to see.
And I think I saw you beat a guy 6-5, like just whooped him.
6 and 5.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a lot of fun. That final day too. I mean, I do think that event in a way, I guess for the spring was huge, like momentum wise. Just I think a lot of like the energy around the team and guys like all trying to win, and we were actually staying in the same house as our like final opponent that day too. So they were kind of like, in the morning we had like this little net outside that we brought, I think maybe last year to like warm up, and those guys are like kind of waiting there around to see if like they can use our net before, and we're kind of like holding it down, like making sure they can't warm up, and
squatters'
and then,
rights.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like it. Yeah.
And then after playing music, making sure they can hear it, after we won. But
the gamesmanship, I like it.
Yeah.
So the reason I brought up match and stroke play, quick story here, okay? So I like to play some disc golf yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm going to hide this guy's identity because it's embarrassing.
Will, you play disc golf, right?
But we'll call this guy, his name's Will. We'll
Okay.
just call him Will, all right? We're tied on 17. He's got like a 10-footer for birdie, and I got a 30-footer.
Okay.
And I run it in, right? Great match play concept, right, where he's thinking he's going to go up one. Of course, then he misses his putt, and I go on to win. But Just a fun little story.
It's funny because I keep seeing his fingers like move over toward your microphone, like it's just kind of pulling down and down. Like that's the thing.
I didn't say it was this, Will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just I've been reading the nonverbal. So every week on the podcast, we like to play a game.
Okay.
A lot of times we pit Dave against our special guest. Today, my thought is I'm going to have you guys work together if this is okay.
Okay.
I brought a prop.
I saw a bucket hat come
Yes.
walking in.
So this has all of the slips of paper in it. It's basically like a catchphrase or taboo or pyramid or something like that, where you're just going to pull a word out and then describe it to the other person and see how many you can get. So you're not really playing against each other. Like you're going to try and just
working with each other.
You got 30 seconds. I'll use my little timer here to go through. The theme is par words because it's golf.
Okay.
So every word, none of
words?
these are not golf, but they all start with PAR. So that should give
Gotcha.
you a clue. Like as you're going through and you're describing a word, that you know the first 3 letters are going to be PAR.
Okay.
So you're just going to pull them out. If there's one that's bad, you can pass it. But when you're done, like I'll take them. But we're going to do 30 seconds. Let me see if I can stopwatch here and just see, like, can you get through 4 in 30 seconds or 6? Like just how many you can blitz through, and then we'll switch and we'll have Dave get the clues.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Like scared, freaking out, like
Paranoid.
Yeah. Can we skip?
Yeah, you can pass.
You kind of like you hang from this thing. You kind of get blown around in the wind.
Paraglide.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Paraglider.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. You're in the air. You're slowing down.
Parachute.
Yep.
Man, I'm awesome at this.
Time. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
You got the big.
not bad.
I'll give you a hint. The more you dig, probably get the shorter words. According to the official Scrabble dictionary, there are 807 words that start with PAR that you could play in Scrabble. So we could go for quite a while. But okay, I'll take those. Give these to you.
Okay.
30 seconds. Same deal. Ready? Go.
You're thirsty.
Parched.
I'm having a heart attack, so I call a.
Paramedic.
After you win a tournament, you guys all.
Party.
Let's go. You're in prison, and the president get you out.
Pardon.
I can't walk. I can't move.
Paralyzed.
Yeah.
Time.
Oh,
That was pretty good.
We did good.
Okay. Send it back.
Oh, we're doing it again.
I think there'd be enough for
okay.
maybe
Okay.
one. If you guys run through the whole hat, then that's impressive. But maybe one more round each way.
Okay.
Ready? Go.
So bird. I don't know. It's annoying. It's an annoying bird that just makes a lot of sense.
Parakeet.
Yeah. Like a big coat with a
Parka.
fur. Yeah.
Par.
Like something made up of something. Something made up a bunch of
Time. What was that?
like parts.
Yeah, that's a hard
Oh,
one.
that is a hard one.
Okay, last one. Ready? Go.
Throw that one away. Sometimes you put this in a word in these.
Parentheses.
I can't believe you got that. You might use this to cook on. You might bake some cookies on it. I don't know. Parchment. I don't know. A government. Parliament? How are you supposed to get that
Well,
one?
if you say Parliament, it makes it
Yeah.
really easy.
I don't know.
I'm adding time. This is like stoppage time.
Another bird that sits on your shoulder if you're a pirate.
Parrot.
Yeah.
Last one.
When you write this much and then you do a space and then there's this
Paragraph.
much. Paragraph.
Nice job. I'm very impressed, guys.
Parliament?
Okay, I'm taking all the pieces of paper because then Will can go and add them back
yeah.
in later and
Okay.
see what words you guys were passing and whatever. This would be my like confetti like people are throwing in the streets in Oxford when they're taking pictures and stuff. We'll just see them everywhere. Last question, a little more serious, nothing to do with parakeets or parrots. Best piece of advice you've ever received?
That's such a loaded question.
There's a lot of different ways I can go with that.
And don't say, Dave said, grip it and rip it for the golf tournament.
I don't know. I think just like trusting yourself, especially, I mean, at least in golf, like there's so many, like kind of like touched on it earlier, so many doubts, and you're focused on like, you know, the things you do wrong, like trusting yourself and trusting your abilities. I guess that's kind of like the golf interpretation of it. Life, I don't know. That would require a little more time to think, but
Pretty
I guess that's what I would say.
I think there's a lot of stuff that can come from golf that
Yeah.
it transfers to life in a heartbeat. I mean,
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for coming and
Yeah.
joining us, Tim. When
Yeah, of
can
course.
when does everything, all the excitement
MAC
start?
Championships Sunday, Holiday Farms in Zionsville, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yep.
Check MiamiRedHawks.com for more information. And we will be back next week with another new episode of Red Hawk Rewind.